Hello all, my name is Abdul Rahman and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another machine learning project video. In this video, we are going to do the project of angle finder using OpenCV and one more library known as math module in Python. Up to this point guys, we have done a lot of machine learning projects like detection projects, we have done recorder projects, we have done those types of projects. But today we are going to do a little bit different project, and that is known as angle finder using OpenCV and a library known as math in Python. Now guys, in this video I am going to use the VS Code IDE. If you want to use the Jupyter notebook or Jupyter lab, you can use it. So I am going to use the VS Code itself. Now first of all guys, I wanted to show you my pattern, like how I am going to detect, how I am going to find the angle of an image, or how I am going to do that. So first of all guys, what we are going to do is there are three things that we can do is we can give an image to the program and say that find the angle of a project of a object, okay, particular object. Now we can do that. The other thing that we can do is we can point the dots and then we can say that draw a line between these dots and then find the angle. So we are going to use the method of dots. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all guys, here I am going to open my VS Code here, and here I have already created a folder known as angle finder. Okay, we have done that one, and here we have opened a folder known as angle finder. We have created and opened that in the VS Code. Now here I have two images. The first one is the blank white color. Okay, now you can find it from anywhere. Okay, this is a blank white color image, and the second is 2.png. Sorry, this is an angle image. Okay, if I move it very big, okay, so this is this type of page. So the thing that I'm doing here is I'm not going to say that detect this object and then find the angle of that one, right? So this is going to be pretty much bigger, but here I'm just going to plot here a dot, here a dot, and here a dot, and then say that draw a line between them, and then say that find the angle between them. So let's go ahead and get started by creating a py file. So that is angle.py. Okay, now here, as I said in this video, I'm going to use two libraries. The first one is OpenCV and the second is math. Now if you have not installed that, you have to open the terminal and then type pip install OpenCV-Python. Okay, now I am going to open this. Now one more thing that we can do is we have to install another library, and that is math, right? So let's install pip install math. Okay, now let's install it, and it's showing me error, and this is because I wanted to show you this error because the math library comes with the Python. So addition, subtraction, or multiplication, the math symbols will be coming with the Python itself while downloading the Python. So we don't need to download that. If you are using the Jupyter lab or Jupyter notebook, still you don't need to download. But if you want to download the OpenCV, then just type the exclamation mark in the Jupyter lab or Jupyter notebook, and then just type pip install OpenCV-Python. Okay, now you are going to install this. Here I am getting error because here I have given the exclamation mark. You don't have to give that in the VS Code, you can give that in the Jupyter notebook or Jupyter lab. Now let's type in here the code. First of all guys, I am going to import here this CV2 OpenCV. Okay, now import CV2. Now you may be thinking why I have given CV2. This is because the name of the thing, like OpenCV, we have to import, right? But they have given the name as the CV2. Now let's import the math library. So for importing math, okay, now below this one I'm going to create a path. Okay, so the two things that we can do is we can create a path, and then we can say that we can call that variable name, right? The other thing that I'm doing here is I'm going to just create a variable, and I'm not going to give any path. Okay, now let's give image and img I'm going to give, and this is I'm saying that cv2.im read. Okay, we are reading this one, and then in the brackets I am going to give here that. Okay, now that is 2.png. Now guys, if it is not working in this way, Then the one more thing that we can do here is we can create a variable known as path, and it's going to be equal to 2.png, whatever it is. Okay, now I'm not going to do that first of all. If it is not working, then we can do that. So here I wanted to give like 1.png. So these are the png files here. Right now we have, now below this one I am going to create a variable. We create a list known as points list. Okay, and it's going to be equal to the empty brackets, square brackets, remember. Now here guys, we are going to define a variable, not define, we are going to define a function. So for defining that, I'm going to give the mouse points. Now as I said you guys, the thing that I'm doing here is I am not going to do anything like, so anything like image detection, and then we have to do like, we have to detect that image and then find that angle, right? Not like that. I'm doing is I'm selecting at a point, and at another point, at another point, then they are going to draw the lines, and then they are going to find the angle. Okay, now here below this one I'm going to give the if statement, and if it is event, is double equals to cv2 dot I have to give. But here we are getting an error for the event, and that is, let's keep the cursor on this one, event is not defined. Okay, now here let's check it out later on. Now here I wanted to give the event, and cv2 dot I wanted to give the event again, event flag L button I wanted to give. Now here we are getting the error. This is because here it's not defined, but actually we have not defined it, right? So I'm going to define it in the parameters. Now for that one I'm going to give the event, and then comma this one I'm going to give x comma y comma flags comma parameters params. Okay, now here we have all of the stuff. Now let's create a thing known as size, and this is going to be equal to length. Okay, and then it's going to be the point list that we have created already, point list that we have already created. Now here we have to use some of the if statements, and then we have to define some more functions right now. Now before doing that, let's create a if statement. So let's give something like if the size. So here we have the size, right? So we are not, so here we have created a variable known as size, so we are calling that size. Now we are saying that in this size is the length of the points list. Now here if it is the size is this, give the exclamation mark. So this is a symbol. I'm going to talk about this after some time, but let's give it as 0, and here this is this one, and then size, and then I'm going to divide it. This is modulus in the Python. Okay, and then this is 3, and then again I'm going to give this exclamation mark equal to 0. Now this is going to work like this. Now we have to give this cv2 dot line. Now here we are going to draw here the line, right? So for drawing that I'm going to give the img comma tuple, and then comma again, sorry, in the brackets I have to call that point list, right? This point list. Now here we are calling this image, this like this variable, and we are calling a new thing known as tuple. We are saying that it's a tuple point list. Okay, now let's give that point list, and then here we have to create a lot of brackets in that one. Now I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to write all of the stuff and then show you, because it's going to waste a lot of time, and then explain you later on. Now guys, as you can see here on the screen that I have written here 3 lines of code, and the first line I'm going to explain is that I'm going to give that cv2 dot line. I'm drawing line between the points, and then I'm saying that image, I'm calling that image, and then I'm saying that this is a tuple round, and I'm saying all the stuff like size should be divided by and 3 and multiplied by the 3, and then it should be x comma y that we have used here, and here we are using the color. Now by saying this 0 comma 0 comma 255, you may have understood that I am using here the color. So this is type of red color, and then here we have the 2, and the use of 2 is I'm saying that how much bold I want the line. Okay, now I'm going to draw a circle, because when I click at a place on that image, there should draw a point, a type of point. Okay, it's a type of circle. Okay, now here we have the cv2 dot circle. Okay, and then we have the img image. We are calling this variable, and we are saying that x comma y comma 5 comma 0 comma, this is also color, and we are saying that cv2 dot fill. Now here we are not given the 2, and the reason is because here we are not drawing a line or a rectangle. Here we are drawing a type of a dot. Okay, that's why I have not given here. Now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable, I'm going to define a function, and that is def. Okay, and then I'm going to give here the gradient. Now the as I said you, what I want to do is if I increase its size. Okay, now here if you see CV2 dot, so now how is this dot looking when I'm zooming in the video, when I'm zooming in the VS Code, right? So this is how the dot is going to look. It's going to be a dot. Okay, now I'm going to minimize it some more. Okay, this much. Okay, now here it's going to be cycle, but in the between I have to fill the color, and that is the red color. So I'm saying that gradient, and then in the brackets I'm going to give the pt1 comma pt2. Now here I'm going to give like something like return. I wanted to return something, right? That's why I have defined this function. Now for returning I'm going to call the pt2, and the pt2 is going to be the one. I'm calling it as a list, and then beside this I'm going to minus this, okay, with the pt1 itself, pt1, then 1 here also. Now I'm going to close here the brackets. It's already closed, but I'm going to divide this, right? So in the brackets again pt0 minus pt0, so pt2 to 0 minus again pt1 0. Okay, now we are minusing, we are multiplying, we are dividing this, right? And we are subtracting that one here also. So that's why I have given like this. Now I'm going to create I'm going to define one more function, and that is the get angle. Now we have done all of the stuff, like we have to draw the line, the things that I have done, but here we have to do some more things, like we have to get the diff angle, right? Now for doing that also we have the solution for that one, and that is def get angle, angle, and then in the brackets I am going to give the point list. Okay, and then here I am below this one I am going to give the pt1 comma pt2. I am going to call that one pt2, right? Okay, so here we are getting some error for this one, so the reason is not defined, pt1 is not defined. Okay, now here I am going to create a variable pt1 pt2 comma pt3. Okay, now here at the end here, now I'm going to give the point list, and then in the brackets I'm going to use the square brackets, and we know I'm why, so you know that why I have given like this -3. Now you also know that how it's going to work if you have saw my intermediate Python programming video and tutorial series, and if you have saw the Python 3 basic series. Now coming down to here, now this is m1, and this is going to be the gradient, and then in the brackets I am going to call the pt1 comma pt2. Okay, now this is going to work. Sorry, I have closed that by mistake, angle.py. Okay, now we have the pt2, this is going to work, but here I am going to copy the whole line again, and below this I am going to paste it again. This is same, but here I am going to do this by the pt1 comma pt3. This is also 2. Okay, m2. Okay, let's say that. Now guys, as you can see here on the screen here, that here I have written these 3 lines of code, right, after pausing the video, and this is because these were too much confusing for you, so I wanted just to type and then explain later on. That's why I have written all the stuff. Now here I have created 2 variables. The first one is angle r, the second is angle d. So we are calling these angles, the name of the angles, and the first one is, we are saying that we are finding the degrees, right? So between, let's say that here we have a line, let's say that, okay, and then between them we are drawing a circle and then finding the line. If I show you that with the, if you see here, we are drawing 2 lines and then finding the angle here like this. So here also same thing that we are doing here. Now here the thing that I am doing here is we are finding the angle, but if I open this image again, now here we have to write then how much angle I have. Okay, so for writing that angle, cv2.put text I am giving, and this is for writing the how much angle that we have. Now I have given all of the stuff in the red color itself. If you want we can change it later on, but let's type it as it is. Now let's type in something like while, and if it is true the case, if it is the true, and then the one thing that we can do here is we can use here the if statement. Okay, now if it is the length, okay, and then in the brackets I am going to give the points list. This is going to be the points list. Now if you pause the video and go back and then see here, I have given his like point list, not the points list. Okay, so here I have done that mistake, so don't do that mistake. Okay, now here I am going to give here the modulus, right? And this is going to be double equals to 0, and I have to give the and here also, and then length of the points. Okay, it's a length of the points list, and then it's going to be the not equal to 0, something like that, not equal to 0. Okay, now here below this one I am going to give the get angle, and in the brackets I am going to give the points list not equal to I have to use. Okay, now I am going to give the cv2 dot I am show, and then in the brackets I am going to call the frame that I'm going to call that window as the image. Okay, so if I get the window, the name of the window is going to be the image. That's why I am giving here image. Now here I can also give the img, the variable which we created some time before. Now I'm going to give the cv2 dot set mouse, right? Set mouse callback. Whenever we are clicking, then it should be set that we have clicked there, and then the dot should be created there. Okay, now I'm going to call it again image. Okay, now beside this I'm going to call the mouse points that we have created. This one, the function that we have, the function that we have defined there, right? Def mouse points we have defined there. Now I'm going to give the if statement. Whenever we press the q, then the window should be cleared all. I'm going to show that cv2 dot wait key. So what every time what we do is we press the key on our keyboard, and then it's going to close the window. Right now it's not going to close. Okay, it's going to just erase the stuff that we have drawn there. Okay, now it's going to be and 0 xff. This is the color, we know that, and it's going to be the order that we have given, and when we press q, then it's going to work. Okay, now here I'm going to call the points list, and it's going to be empty again, and below this I'm going to call that image img image. Okay, and it's going to be to cv2 dot imread image read, and we have to give the path from where we have to read. Okay, and this is going to be the 1.png. Now it's going to work. Now this is the time for running the code, and we have just around 35 lines of code, and let's check it out. Are we getting any errors or not? Let's check it out, and it's running here right now. Now this opened a window. Now here this is because I'm getting here the blank window, right? And that is because here I have choose the blank image itself. That's why I'm getting like that. Now the thing that we have to do is let's click here itself. Here we draw a dot, right? Now if I click here, it just drawn a line, right? Now if I click here, then it just draw a line like this, and it's printing 39. Right now if I give like this, then like this, then it's going to print that how much degrees we have. Now in the pattern, it's in which pattern it's going to work, right? When I click here, and then click here, it's going to come like this. Now let's check like this, and then let's check it out. So here, so it sees that from which way it is. Okay, now this is how it's going to work. But when I press key on my keyboard, it's going to clear off, not close the window. Okay, now this is just on the blank image. You can choose whatever image that you want, but it's going to work. Now let's check it out with the 2.png. Here also same thing, 2.png, and then let's run this one and check out that it's working or not. Now let's click here also the exact point here, and then let's click here. Okay, it's going to find the angle, right? So it has printed that one, but it's not printing here. It's just printed here itself. Now let's check it out. So it's printing here, right? So it's able to check whether how much angle, how much degree we have right now. Now guys, we can choose any image that ever you want, but here I'm going to use the blank one because it's able to do that. Now here the thing that I'm going to do here is everything is coming in the red, but now instead of this red, let's give it in the blue or the green 0, and I wanted to give here the 255. Okay, and let's check it out how it's going to look. Like this, like this, and like this, and it's coming in the green, it's matching. Now let's do with the blue itself. 0, and this is 255. The line, run it out, check it out, and it's going to work like this, and like this. So it's coming in the blue color. Now this is looking good. So that we can change color whatever you want. Like if you want to choose some a color, like let's say that you want to choose a purple color code, we can give. Okay, now here we are getting the purple color code, but I wanted that in RGB. I can search it. Now here we can get it like this also, 27%. So we can also get the number like 0 comma 255 comma 255. We can give like that, like 164, whatever the number that you want to give, we can give it. But it's going to it's going to show the color that we have given here right now. Okay, so guys, this is how it's going to work. And remember, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And the code that I have written will be given in the description below, so that you can go there and copy the code. So I will see you in another tutorial. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.